Check, check. How's it going, guys? Give me just a second, getting some background music going for this. Alright, sounds like, yeah. Alright, minimize that. How you guys doing? It's been a little bit. There's been a little bit of, well, there's been a lot of stuff going on as of late. All good stuff, I would say. It's just that there's been matters that have required my attention over the last couple of weeks, and so I've had to take, a week here and there to not do live streams and have to put efforts in other places and everything, things that required a little more priority. But I'm excited to get back to doing this with you guys and returning to our regularly scheduled broadcasting, so to say. And so, in the same vein of what we've been doing over the last handful of weeks, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're continuing to work on the game that I've been working on that is attached to a universe that I'm working on building that is going to serve as the center for a lot of Firebrand's visuals and songwriting going forward from here. And so, without further ado, I'm going to jump into the point in time in the process that I am on working on building this game. And as you can see, this is the part of the process that I'm working on right now. I'm doing some animations, and yeah, just gonna truck along on it. I have really not made any more progress on this game since the last time that I had a stream on here. That's how busy I've been. But, I mean, that's just part of it. Stuff happens. But I'm glad to be getting back to working on this, and I hope it'll be a fun time for all of us. By the way, and I'll repeat this multiple times for the people who come on later as well, there is a storm going on tonight, and a number of things could happen. It could be power outage, Wi-Fi could go a little wonky, and so there could be weak streaming signal, or there could be a siren for tornadoes, and I would have to cut the stream off quickly. So whatever the case may be, just know that that is a possibility. Hopefully, none of that happens. But anyway, I'm gonna keep on keeping on here. Need to find where this one vertex. Whoops. Because it's like I'm working on trying to get trying to get all of the proper weights on this character model affected by the... There we go. Gosh. Sometimes you have to just increase the radius. But what I've been doing here is I'm working on getting this character animated, and a large part of that is trying to make sure that everywhere that needs to be affected by the animation bones is in fact affected by that, because you move a animation bone and then the wrong part of the body moves, or something moves along with the part of that body, and then that just becomes a headache all itself, and it looks goofy. Alright, so let's try to select the skeleton here. Pose mode. Alright, let's see. Oh, what are we looking at here? Object mode. Okay. Weight paint. I don't even know. Okay. And then we're going to go back to object mode. Switch to pose mode. Okay. Now we're going to test all these legs to make sure that they only the legs move and nothing else. So we'll rotate Z here. It looks like I'm not too worried about that, I guess, because it's still a piece of the bottom of the it's still a piece of the bottom of the robot, and you're really not going to see that in the game. So my goal right now is just to do a simple walking animation and go from there. So let's see. Before... Okay, so we're going to need things rotating, and then there's going to be steps made. Okay. Hopefully... Hopefully I can get this to work. Okay. So, first things first, we're in pose mode. And we are going to do some rotations. Come on, I know that, oh goodness. Object, will this be able to... No. Only able to do... Huh, okay. Oh, there's still something that's being carried by that bone. Object mode. Weight paint. Come on. I have to make this bigger, I guess. Because I don't know what else to do here. Come on. Good Lord, no. Wait, I'm touching the wrong vertex group. That's why, okay. Because I messed with... So I'm messing with the one that does the inner leg. Come on, man. I don't know. Okay, it I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time. I'll get this animation going, and then if I need to... Come on, select the skeleton. Okay, there we go. Object mode, we're gonna go to pose mode, and... Okay, so... with that, we are going to... We'll go to this specific bone. We will... Start with... Okay, is it Y? Okay, apparently Y. I don't get it, but... This is apparently where it needs to start. So, no, not X, Y. So then we'll remove over another 30 frames. Get it back to 0, but then we're gonna rotate Okay, so we're going to want the X. So we're going to start that at the anchoring point. That's going to be a hold. So it moves back. And then as it goes, then we're going to about halfway. Bring it up. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to, oh, come on. Okay, I didn't realize I would have to be editing another stat as well, so I'm gonna go to the Y stat as well. Alright, it rotates back. Then about halfway through, between at the peak. Oh, come on. Zero, zero. So let's see how that looks. Kind of. Object modes. There we go. Pose mode. Okay. Let's see. We're probably gonna need. We're probably gonna need a little bit of help from this upper part of the leg too. So we're gonna hold, and then once we're at 45 frames here, we are going to ever so slightly lift the leg. Maybe even do to a 1.5 scale. And then once it gets to 60, we will bring it back down. Oh, shoot. What keyframe did I just set? Anyway. Oh, I did set it. Okay. Okay, that feels relatively natural. So then the next thing I gotta do is apply roughly the same sort of thing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy these keyframes and make them do at least one more step. And would it be Shift D? Let's see, get rid of this one actually. Delete keyframes. Oh, shoot. We needed that. Never mind. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. So, still needed that pivot going on there. So, another 30 frames. We're going to just duplicate this and bring it over. And duplicate that and bring it over another 120 frames. Let's see how that looks. Cool. Now, what we need to have it end at 120 frames. Now comes the tricky part. So I'm gonna try to copy these. Copy. And then we're gonna paste these keyframes. Huh. Okay. Looks like we're just gonna have to manually put those in, which is fine. So, this, when this is going back, then it means this is gonna have to go forward. So, we're going to have to and 30 frames afterward, we're going to go back to the 0 position. And then back to the point 3. And back to 0. We're just going to alternate the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then all right. So between that, we've got the alternating legs. We have, as far as their rotation is concerned. Now we just need the legs to rotate, lift and rotate upward. So let's look at the, so it holds for that much, lifts, and plants. Alright, let's see how this looks here. Because I also forgot to do the leg rotation there. Alright, that's got a pretty good cycle to it. So now let's do the same thing for the other leg. We're going to do... Let's see, it'll be on the Y... No, not on the Y rotation. It will be on the X rotation, if I'm not mistaken. negative 200, I think. Okay, so we are gonna start on the 0 spot, and then as it's coming back, so we are at 15 frames. Then we are going to, and I'm just gonna mark this with the, that's gonna be a minus 200. Nah, let's do minus 3 because alright, and then that'll be in. And it's gonna hold for another 30 frames. Pick it up about halfway through, say about 75. Then do another negative 0.3 rotation, and then bring it back down to 0 at that position again. So far so good. And then it's going to hold again for up until that's finished, which is awesome. And then we're going to mess with the rotation for this. So again, I think it's another X. Yes, and this is going to be positive 200. So we're going to go back to 0. Hold that. Go to 15 frames. 0.2. Click. 30, and we're going to bring that back down to 0. Yeah, so we got this walking motion going now. And that's going to hold. And then go up another 0.200. Down at the 90 for back to the 0. And hold. Alright, so we got these two legs going. Sweet. Like, it's actually looping pretty okay. Like, this looks like... and let's see. Is there a way to make it to where the bones are not in front? Oh yeah, here we go. Object mode, we're gonna go to not bad, not bad. Cool. So we got that going. You speed it up, it looks funny. What is that? Timmy stuck in a whale? Alright, so we have... Okay. So we're going to go back to pose mode, and I'm going to bring the skeleton back in front because we need that. Seriously though, is like, there should be a way that I can copy the parameters of these and paste them to another bone. Paste, no F's curves. No F's curves selected. Maybe if I go into the graph editor, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure some stuff out. Or what if I did? Okay. Probably still do the timeline, but if I because I really would like to streamline the process here, and it's not one to let me do that. So, looks like we're just gonna have to just go with it. So, rotation for this, we're starting with the Y, and then at 30 frames, we are going to not that direction. We'll do the 300, sure. I realize that it's not quite visible because my screen is in there, but I'm in the parameters that my display is covering up. I'm putting in coordinates specifically for rotation of certain bones. So let's see. So then with that, we're going to go back to 0 and set that. And then back to another positive 300. Back to 0, and boom. So this is how they move together so far. Kind of like a squeeze and pull type of thing for this thing to be able to move in a way that feels somewhat natural, which is nice. So then we have to, we're gonna rotate this, and was it X? No, because the X-axis is a little too, alright, looks like we're gonna have to, it's gonna rotate on the Z. And we need, looks like 300 is about what we're gonna need. So, we're gonna do that. It's gonna turn. Oh wait, it needs to rotate at the peak. And then come back down. And then we're gonna hold it for another 30 frames. And then bring it back up at the peak again. Bring it back down. Cool. So we got a little bit of a rotation going there. And then we need this part of the leg here to rotate up. And is it going to be the same? It looks like it, I think. Looks like it rotates it a certain ways. Maybe? No? Okay, so the x-axis on that one is what we need. Okay? So, we're going to start off with that there. Bring it up at the peak. And is it on the negative? Yeah, that's on the negative. That seems a little high. Let's bring it to 2. Let's see how that looks. This one I think, let's do 1.15. Who knows? Maybe one looking like it's coming up a lot higher will add to the creep factor. Because, you know, that makes a difference too. So 7, and then here at the 75 point on the timeline, we're going to do another negative 1.5, and bring it back down. Cool. So cool. It's feeling pretty good. Let's see. Maybe this could stand to go up a little higher. All right. And then all we got to do is work on the back leg right here. And just like its cousins here, let's see, we're gonna Alright, so this actually needs to be rotated in. That's where it needs to start at. And then it's going to rotate back. And like every 30 frames, we're just bringing it forward and back. And that's the great thing about this is it's just a lot of repetitive motions that you can leverage for this. Yeah, this is feeling like it's somewhat natural spider movement. So with that, and of course we're going to bring in the rotations. So this needs to move back. And then, let's see, we're going to keep its rotation where it's at. First off, how... Nope. Nope. So that's what we're going to be using as the Z rotation. But we're going to hold that out. And right at 30, we're going to bring this thing to, was it negative 1.3? No, it's positive. Actually, this could stand to be at a 2. And it's the lack of symmetry that's also going to add to the creep factor of this as well. It's going to make it feel like there's just something off. So bring this down. Again. Hold that for another 30 frames. And then about halfway through or so, bring it back, and then about halfway through, boom. And then I think the only other thing we need left is we need to make the body bob up and down just a little bit. Or kind of totter side to side so it feels like it's, yes, this is mechanical, but it also needs to feel like this is like actually being affected by physics. So when the well, let's see first whether the oh sweet, when the body moves, so does the head. Okay, cool. So positive goes that way, negative goes that way. Let's see, if we're going to maybe oh 5, because I don't think it needs to be that drastic. But if we do like a 05, maybe an 03, something just subtle like that, then it's like every 30 frames, it just totters to the left. Alright, looks like there's some effort on its part, but I think it also needs a different kind of rotation as well. So, not only should this be... No. Maybe we could do O2 rotation. So whenever it's turned that way, then... How's this look? Alright, so yeah, there's this sway that's going on. So, you know, it's so it feels like the body is affected by the physics of the legs. But the next thing we need is like we need this thing to go up and down just a little bit. So oh wait, no. This is what needs to happen. So it's going to be that way. And then about halfway through... Halfway through, then it needs to be at the peak of its ascent. And then brought back down. And then it just kind of go back and forth like that. All right, let's see how that works now. The peaks could stand to be taller. Okay. That feels a little more natural from what we can get for a robotic spider. That actually looks pretty good. Certainly reminiscent of its name, the Creeper. So the next thing that needs to be done, we need to hide that from rendering view as well. So I am going to go to camera view here, and we need to... Oh yeah, we're still in pose mode. Alright, time to go to object mode. Get this camera to situate this to be focused on the creeper here. Try to be as eye level with it as possible. Also gonna do, let's see, a couple of things we need to do actually. We need to grab the camera, we need to change the whole viewport. We need to like we need to make this a square, so it needs to be 1080 by 1080. Because a square is what we need to be able to do that with. And then we need to go to... What else do we need to do about the camera? Oh, we need to go into rendering. We'll do... We'll set it at 24 frames a second because I'm not going to actually export this as a... I'm not actually going to export this as a video. I'm going to export this as a... I'm going to export this as a PNG sequence, and this is going to... They're going to be individual images that are put into the animations of this character when I put it in the game engine, so. Alright, so I got that as a transparent background. Select this once more again. We don't need camera movements or animations. We do need to save. Need a spot to save this PNG sequence, though. Desktop projects. PS1 textures. We are going to create a new folder. Creeper animation. And this is where they're going to be saved. Metadata. That looks good. We don't really have other format options to work with, so if that's the case, then we're going to, let's see if this works. We are going to render animation. Oh, sweet, it is working. And as you can see, every frame is being written. And because this isn't like an MP4 or something like that, it's not going to require as much processing power to create this. Now, I know some people are probably going to be like, why did you situate the light to where it's so low on the creeper when it's probably not going to be a light source? And a lot of that is just because it makes the creeper look creepier. Really no other reason than that. So, I'm going to save this. I am going to quit Blender and pardon the dark screen. And then I'm going to open up my game engine. GDevelop 5. How's everybody's evening been? Oh gosh. I'm so glad I got water. Alright. So now that it's open. Application capture, we are going to use GDevelop 5 transition. So, okay. That should be working alright. And then we're gonna, okay, we got proper audio capture. So this I'm going to remove this creeper asset here because that actually was so that was a 3D box that I got to where one face was transparent and was always facing the camera. And that's okay, but it doesn't support animations. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use a 3D sprite. I'm going to name it the not the Reaper, but the Creeper. And then we're going to, let's see, first off, let's see, I think I've left my idle creeper pose in a different... No, wait, okay, it's in my music file because I was using that to build some promotional materials. So, characters, I think? Creeper 3... Yeah, here we go. So this is just going to be a creeper idle. Then we're going to add animation, which is walk. And I have to add each have to add each frame in because individually because these files are so much bigger than what GDevelop is used to. So I have to be very selective with what I use. So actually, so let's see, let's do 53. And then from 53 onward, uh, 71, do 76, Which one was that? Oh, we're getting there. Seven. I'll do 112. And then 120. Okay. We have a repeat frame in here somewhere. I might have to start over on that, but what I'm going to do to make things a lot simpler is I'm going to sift through those pictures myself and just keep the essentials and get rid of the non-essentials. So give me just a moment. Creeper animation. So we're going to mark 44. $53. Sorry that you can't see this. Just bear with me for a moment. 60. $72. We might do 82 as well. We're doing 90. $101. 112. And then 120. Everything else is being deleted. Like I said, bear with me. I'm working on this in the in my actual computer, and so OBS is not currently put towards being able to see what's going on in that window. It's just the game engine, but trust me, whenever okay, now I've got everything I need. So let's try this one more time. I do have to add everything one by one here just for the sake of not overpowering the engine, but that's going to be easier That's going to give me better results than... so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, let's see. Why is that happening? I'm just going to apply and hope that it works out well enough. So, gonna put this in there, and of course I have to scale this bad boy down a good amount. Creepers are supposed to be tall, so I'm having to make sure that I get it to scale the way I want it to. And then if I remember correctly, I need to... Oh, come on. Maybe there's different rotation settings than that. So maybe it was 90 for that, 0 for this, or maybe not. Negative 90? Okay, negative 90. We need... Let's see, the Z order or the depth and everything needs to be upped, so... 67, maybe? I mean, it's not... Doesn't appear to be sticking in the floor, so... That is not the right rotation for that. And then we need it to where... Let's see, where am I? There's a place in my events where the bad guys should always be facing... well, bad guys should always be facing the player. Oh, here we go. It's not the bad guys, but I'll add it there. Angle... Oh wait, no. Need to go to creeper, then angle. Set angle toward player dot angle. Set to here we go. Set to player dot angle. If I can freaking type. Alright, so we got that. Now, this... creeper also needs to be added to enemies. So... Creeper. Apply. Let's see... I'm having to replace some of the commands that I... Okay, I just need to redo the events that I put with the creeper. So, add new event below. We're going to have creeper move. Let's see. Add a force to move towards her. Dot X and player dot Y. And we're gonna have it at, we'll do 250 pixels per second. We're going to have it when player is within a certain radius. So distance. Here we go. Distance between player. Oh, object 2. So creeper. We'll say within a 800 pixel distance. Player's distance to the creeper is below 800 pixels. Move the creeper towards the player with an instant force. Wait. I think what we need to do is not add a force to it. It needs to have a behavior. That's what it is. So behaviors. There needs to be a path finding. Alright. That needs... Okay, here we go. Delete that. Whoop! That's not what I wanted. Okay, deleting this behavior, because that's not what we want. Acceleration, 400 max speed. Rotation, virtual grid, advanced properties. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so pathfinding. Acceleration. Okay, Okay, I need to see, move to a position. Here we go. Pathfinding, destination position, player, dot X, player, dot Y. Okay. So, within a certain, okay. Yeah, move the creeper to player X and Y. Then we need to... when creeper, is in collision with player, apply 5 points of damage to the player. Something else that we need is if creeper is moving, speed on its path is greater than 0. So if it's moving at all, we're going to set animation to walk. And then we're going to copy this and paste. Okay, apparently not. Paste. There we go. Is less than or equal to 0. We're going to change it to idle. Let's see. Close window. Yes. So... maybe I need to change the rotation. Oh, wait. I know. Okay. Set angle of Creeper needs to be... Oh, yeah, okay, got it. And then Z order, let's see, because apparently, let's see, what's the Z order of the grunt? The Z order for that is 13, so... Okay, maybe that's what we need. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, it is walking towards me. Okay. Can't kill this thing. Apparently... Okay. I need to switch out... I need to switch out the, yeah. Let's see, and... Oh, shoot. Where's the... Okay. Yeah, enemies... Is there a condition where it's like if the... wait a minute, it might be a drop-down condition. Yeah, cast array from the center of the camera to the maximum distance of 4,000 against enemies. Number of enemies currently picked is greater than 0. Apply 3 points of damage to the enemy. So there's that. And then same goes for the shotgun. Apply 5 points of damage. Okay. So it is working, I think. It just needs to be... Okay. I do need to end up changing the idle picture for the creeper, because is not what we are wanting right now. So I'm going to extend this to like 150. And I'm going to set all of the keyframes to in pose mode to be at 0. So right around here, everything is gonna be... Well, first we gotta go into pose mode, duh. So everything is gonna be at 0. That's at 0. And this needs to be at 0. Okay. Looks like everything is at 0 the way it needs to be. And then here, 0, 0. Whoops. Alright, and this is just gonna take... Then I'm just gonna take a picture of this thing. Render image. Cool. And then we are going to save that as, open the project file. Udall. Save image. Alright, that's going to be our idle. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not change the application file that, or the application that the stream was looking at. My bad. But anyway, that was a quick thing anyway. So, quit Blender. Get back into this, and then we are going to switch out the idle pose. Delete selection. Apply. Now, how are we looking? A little squished. But at least it's kind of looking... Okay, why are you not dying? Diagnose or report missing behavior for object and enemy's health. Oh! Yeah, okay. Starting health. What was I gonna do? 25 max health is 25, because I figured if this is not going to have projectiles and it's just gotta walk towards you, might as well just make him a really tough sucker to beat. Okay, why are we looking squished? Okay, it will go away. But, like I said, it is looking squished. And I'm wondering why exactly that is. Probably what happened is that the... Okay, so it's looking proportional now. And it's actually animating now. Maybe 6? Maybe it needs to be in that Z order. Nope. 3? 0. That's my final offer. We're getting close here. Come on. Why it's twitching up a storm, I have no earthly idea, but... I need to fix the angle that it's showing at as well, because it doesn't look like it's fully planted on the ground. Alright. Cool. Like I said, we're getting there. Like I said, we're getting there. We're figuring stuff out. The animation is really choppy. But it's like, I don't know... Oh, you know what? I think I know what the problem is. We need to delete that first frame. There we go. I didn't realize I was putting in duplicate frames. Oh, and we need to... Well, first we need to save. But, let's see... No, we got it triggering once while true, so... Yep, it's coming for me. And it can hurt me multiple times. Ow. Cool. So I just got it to where I animated an enemy and made it look like it's working a lot better now. Something I need to work on is I want to try and get a different projection system other than, like, for my bullets, other than a raycast, because, and I need to get it to where my actual guns animations are actually, like, smoother than what I got, because it's not quite cutting it. And it could just be that I need to... Let's see, let me just try regular sprite. So, guns 3. And we're gonna go, we're gonna start with, no, not pistol clip. So the idle. And I'm probably... probably going to mess with the animations as well because I don't want... Actually, it's called a magazine, not a clip. How you doing, Steven? I mean, everybody knows what I'm talking about. But, let's see, so that'll be the idle animation. I'm going to try to do a walk animation. Whoops. Guns 3. Okay. Add that. Duplicate. What? Oh, no, not delete. Duh. Duplicate. We're gonna edit with pixels. Bring it to where this goes down some. And that'll be the walking animation. Clip is what the M1 Garand used. Got it. How are you doing? Doing well. I am finally winding down after some really busy weeks. I've really not had much time to make any progress on anything that I've been working on over the last 2 weeks. Largely because there's just been some other stuff that required some priority. I can't quite publicly announce some of these activities that are taking place right now. One thing I will say starting off is just that Lauren is starting a program in our church, and there's some preparations being made on getting a core leadership together for that before it goes public. I don't know what she would be cool with me saying publicly yet, so that's why I'm being cryptic about it. But this is, but that's been the preparations for that first core leadership meeting and everything has been what we've been doing so much about, especially since, Lauren's never done things like, she's never done things like presenting before. So a lot has been put into trying to make sure that she knows how to present information, learning how to compile notes for a presentation structure, as well as making a PowerPoint and all that other different stuff. And so yeah, that's largely what's been going on at this point. Oops, I probably won't use that. How are you guys doing? I know you guys have been pretty busy yourselves. You and Donovan and Aaron and everything. So how's that been? Save. Maybe that'll work. Okay. Walking animation there. Alright, that should work well also. So P idle, P walk, P shoot, and then we need same for the shotgun. So that's S idle animation. S shoot, and we are going to add this sprite here. Add that. We're doing okay. Some medical stuff has come up with Nathan. Definitely could use some prayers for that. I've written more scripts and outlined to more. Awesome. Glad that you made some progress on the scripts and everything. Sorry to hear that some medical things have come up with Nathan and everything. Definitely will be praying for you guys on that. Don't know what the details of that is. You could probably send me something more directly. If that's a little more private and everything, but regardless, I'll be praying for you guys' situation. So Aaron is waiting to take his driver's test. He had to book them in May because they were booked. I can imagine they stayed busy. Aaron is waiting. Okay, well, I already read that. Never mind. I thought that was different. I'll give you details later in the DMs. Okay, cool. Okay, and then 4, 5, 6. And then reverse that. All right, that looks very natural. He was hoping to have his car by now, but we are waiting again. Yeah, I can imagine that's frustrating. Hoping that you'd already have that stuff by now. But we'll be praying that everything works out, and hey, at least if he gets his driver's license and everything, he's ready for whenever he does have the car. Hopefully sometime soon I can get a chance to have a video call with all of you guys again, and we can catch up more in real time that way, because that would be fun to have. And it's always fun getting to chat with you guys and talking about what all is going on in our worlds and ideas that we're having and so forth. So S walk. We're just basically gonna edit with pixels. Save. Make sure that loops. Okay, looks like it's going all right. The pistol stuff I might actually need to pull downward. So we're gonna edit. Let's chat with the bros and see when we can do that again. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be absolutely awesome. I know Donovan's schedule is different these days because he's got like a new position and everything. And that makes it a little harder to figure out than before. But, you know, like I said, I think we'll be able to figure it out. Apply. So let's go to the UI layer and see if we can't get a better turnout than that. Two of the employees at his job walked out, so his schedule is really wanky lately. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be rough. Okay. The functions are there. I think I forgot to go into the events and change what animations need to happen. So. Guns. Whoop. 3. 3. Yep. Make sure got that selected. This looks complicated. It does, especially with how everything looks now. Obviously, this started a whole lot more bare. It's just had so much added to it over the course of the last 5-6 weeks. So, and it's probably a lot less neater than people who know a little more of what they're doing would be, so it's probably going to... that's probably not helping. If it were actual code, there would be the... programmers typically call that spaghetti code, where things are not very neat, but it somehow works. The animations didn't look too complicated, but the coding looks weird. Yes, well, and see, this is... I mentioned it before, but it's... So, GDevelop is unique in the sense that this is a no-code engine. No code. And it, instead of having a board of code to actually put together and everything, at an oversimplification of the coding process, coding is a series of if-then statements. If this happens, then do this. And what GDevelop has done has broken down the coding interface into a 2-column event sheet that basically sets it up like that. It makes it to where what you're looking at is the event sheet, and it's supposed to lower the learning curve by presenting the game logic in a very human way. So for example, right here, if the creeper is in collision with the player, trigger once while true, apply 5 points of damage to the player. And like I said, this happens because it's trigger once while true. That means that each instance that it happens, then you apply 5 points of damage. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot to look in here, and it doesn't. I haven't made it very neat, but this is actually the more simpler alternative than some other, like actually doing coding and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Overall speed of the player is. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see if these animations will actually work. Because maybe just having a... Okay, let's see. Whoops. Okay, the animations are still not playing the way that I would like them to. Alright, I'll that. I assume you do the 3D modeling in another software. Yes, I do. So, and I've been going back and forth with it just about all night. Because those animations where you saw the creeper kind of walking up to you whenever you're so far a distance from him, I actually set it up to where not only did I make the characters and everything, but I put some animations together, and then well, I set their poses up in the software and then put those together in the animation part of the engine. So let's see here. Yeah, this is what you're seeing right here is some of the progress that I made tonight, where I made the animations, and as the creeper's coming up after you, you see those legs moving and stuff like that. I need to try and get to where... I'm trying to get these animations for the guns and everything to work the way I want them to, because these are not, these aren't doing what I want them to for some reason. Alright, close. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like either one of those, whether it's a 3D or 2D sprite, it doesn't look like it matters. Alright, let's see. Save that. Let's see about player. Is there like delete that behavior. Pardon me. Let's see. Save that. See, I wish that this plugin would allow for. I wish that this plugin would take into account Z angle, because the fire bullet function is unfortunately not adapted for 3D coordinate and angle consideration, but having a projectile as opposed to a raycast is ultimately going to that's ultimately going to serve the purpose that I have for it, or the goals that I have for this game. And so it looks like I'm going to have to make a projectile function from scratch. And that's not going to be too hard It's not going to be too hard as opposed to actually like writing it in a programming language, but it is going to take a little bit of effort and some work. So, oh gosh, it's 7:50 right now. Well, thankfully we haven't had some crazy severe weather like we've been talking about so far. We are under a tornado watch until 11 p.m. tonight, and we are also, a bunch of other different stuff. But considering the fact it's 7:50 right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut down. Thank you to everybody who jumped onto the stream to check out what's going on. Thank you for everybody who interacted in the chat. For those who are not aware, or those who are watching later, if you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to go buy the music at firebrand.site or on Bandcamp. All links are in the description. And consider becoming a member of the Fire Tribe, which is the Patreon fan club that you can join for anywhere from $5 to $10 a month. You get early access to everything that I'm working on. You get all of the digital releases that I have released over the years and will release over the years at no additional cost. We have a private chat with also somewhat regular video calls as our schedules allow for them. And you're able to, like I said, get early access to projects in the works, and get to have some exclusive looks on other really awesome things. So consider being a part of that. And thank you to everybody for your support. Thank you for believing in what I'm doing. And I've got some exciting things in the works that I can't wait to announce, hopefully in the coming weeks as things get solidified. Have a good one. Thank you so much, Steven. And thank you to you and everybody in your family for always being awesome and being so supportive over all of these years. But until